Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about 5 reasons that make Mazda the greatest car company out there. Number 1, Mazda makes great cars for the average car enthusiast. What I mean by that is Mazda makes some of the best cars, the best driver-focused cars out there in the car industry for a very affordable price. Cars like the Mazda Miata, Mazda RX-7, the Mazda 3. These are great cars that you can have for very little cost, and those cars are very fun to drive, and I think it's great that Mazda is making these cars in an industry where sports cars are becoming very irrelevant and the focus is on EVs. Number 2, Mazdas are very reliable. What I mean by that is Mazda is very reliable if you maintain and follow the maintenance schedule. All you have to do is just change the oil, just check on the owner's manual on what you need to do every couple thousand miles. If you just follow that, your car is going to last a very long time. Mazdas today are comparable to reliability wise to Toyota, Honda, Nissan. Well, let's not say Nissan, because after the Renault partnership it kind of just went downhill. But anyway, so the main point is that Mazdas are very reliable, and I don't have to say this. You can look on videos online, and the reviews are great on Mazda cars, and they're very reliable, and they last, generally speaking, a very long time comparable to Toyota and Hondas. And it's great that Mazda makes great cars for very little price and great driver cars that you don't have to worry about breaking down every so often. Like, you can still enjoy the car for a long time, and you don't have to buy a new car every couple of years. Number 3, the design of Mazda is very elegant and simple. The new Mazda cars are, I think, one of the best designed cars in the entire car industry. Modern cars today, especially the performance cars, they tend to be more aggressive. Think about the Civic Type R, the new one. The performance is there, but I think is very overstyled and very unnecessary. But for Mazda, the Mazda 3, for example, the new ones, and the Mazda Miata, it might not be the fastest out there, but they designed these cars with a very simple and elegant design in mind. It's very visible in the cars of Mazda today. The designs are clean lines that go over the car, and you don't have any unnecessary gouges anywhere. And it's great that Mazda makes these beautiful cars, and it goes to show that Mazda can make their cars have a lot of performance, but at the same time they don't have to be ugly. Think about the RX-7. Even though it was a bit old, but I think that design of that car aged very well, and the lines are extremely beautiful. You have the long hood that is reminiscent of that era and the era before that, where you had big muscle cars where they had big engines and they had long hoods. So I think even though Mazda RX-7 does not have a big engine, I think that look is a very classic look, and it really worked with that car, and I love that design for it. Number 4, gas engines. Mazda is trying their hardest to keep their gas engines as long as possible and make it as efficient as possible. Mazda is still producing an electric car. It's coming out. I think it already came out. I'm not sure, but I think Mazda is going towards electric, yes, but they're also at the same time trying to hold on to their gas engines, because as you know, the manual transmission is going away in the entire auto industry, because manuals are, even though it's cheaper to make, it's something that the average car buyer does not want to deal with. It's only for the enthusiast. So it's great that Mazda is still making the manual transmission, but for that to happen, they need to keep the gas engine. And I think it's great that Mazda is experimenting with newer stuff like the SkyActiv technology to keep their gas engine as long as possible. Number 5, caring about their audience overall. So what I mean by that is Mazda really cares about its customers. That's why they're still making great cars. In the era of electrification, automatics, and boring cars, Mazda is still pushing the limits onto what's possible with the gas engine and still offering a manual transmission. So it's great that Mazda is listening to us regular car people and making great cars for us at a relatively low price. There are dedicated clubs to the Miata, dedicated clubs to a lot of other cars, but Miata has a very cult following, and I think that's great that people still enjoy these cars. And I think we should praise Mazda for this, because Mazda, even though it's a small brand, is still listening to a lot of people on how to make a car and how to make the car better and how to make it better for driving. So, it's great that Mazda does that, because a lot of car manufacturers are not listening, And let's say the Ford Mustang Mach-E. I don't know how you feel about that car. It's a great car, but the name just doesn't sit right with me. The Mustang has a very great history behind it, like 60 years of history, and here comes an electric car that's like a crossover type thing, and then there's this Mustang name on it, like it looks nothing like a Mustang. But I'm not gonna get into that controversy, because it's, I kind of understand that a lot of brands have their own customer base, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But Mazda, let's talk about Mazda. Mazda is really great at this. They're making great cars at an era where everything is going electric. So I applaud Mazda for doing that. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you agree with me. Like and subscribe below, and thank you.